Lil Brunson back at you with the back at you, and I'm the best reporting on the Eagles. Listen, man, before we get into the meat and potatoes, this video is brought to you by Manscaped. Big Manscaped in the building, man. You know the vibes, man. Lawnmower 4.0s, 3.0s, everything you need to stay groomed, and in this modern day, especially when health and all of this stuff is very, very important. So, whatever you could do to minimize and stay groomed, make sure you do it with Manscaped. Use code Brunson, save 20% off, get the free shipping, and the free shipping I fought for that for y'all. So, listen, man. The Philadelphia Eagles, the game was postponed. The game was pushed back until Tuesday. And it's a lot of, mixed feelings about it, A lot of people are saying it's not fair. Washington should have been able to forfeit the game. There's pros and cons to this. It's not all that bad for the Philadelphia Eagles. And when you look at the rest of our opponents, I'm really not so much worried about the game being postponed. You know what I mean? First of all, I don't want credit for any win that we didn't go out there and earn or that we didn't go out there and play. I don't want credit for a win like that. That's just my thought process and how I feel about stuff like that. So if we talking about, getting a win, I want the game to be played. I don't care if it's against third stringers because next man up. You know what I mean? I want the game to be played. But, Washington, they obviously had an outbreak. And you know what I mean? And this game has, playoff implications. So them pushing it back gives both teams a fair shake. You know what I'm saying? Well, it gives Washington a fair shake to be ready. You know what I mean? This is more rest for the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, in terms of rust. But, overall, I think it's a good thing. I'll explain. We got guys that got to get healthy as well. I think Jalen Hurts absolutely has to do whatever he has to do to be on the field. I think he was going to play despite Gardner Minshew getting first-team reps. Jalen Hurts was also getting first-team reps, and I think that was, the first attempt at a smoke and mirror scenario for the Philadelphia Eagles. They didn't want Washington to game plan for one guy. That's how I view that. You know what I mean? Listen. I'm going to call a spade a spade. I firmly believe that Jalen Hurts gives you the best chance to win, especially against the defenses that we're going against down the stretch. They're not world beaters, but they are defenses who can get after a stationary target, especially if plan A isn't working for a stationary target who doesn't have escapability. Now, we can cry and complain about, the schedule and if it's fair or if it's not fair. The bottom line is we get more rest. I'm okay with that. Quez should be able to play. Jalen Hurts should be able to play. Washington, they could take advantage of this and get some more rest as well. Get some guys to pass this test. You know what I mean? This COVID test. And, everybody should be able to play and be as close to 100% as possible. I'm always for that. But where I get confused is this. I don't see Washington. And Washington was complaining from the rip. They was already giving us the game, conceding, especially a lot of the fans. I didn't see them even thank us or, complain when we basically let them into the playoffs. We basically let them into the playoffs. I don't know, where's our thank you card for that? We ain't complain when we handed y'all the division. So don't go out here acting all like y'all somebody all of a sudden because we going to run into y'all. The game may get canceled. It got postponed. We still going to do what we was going to do on Sunday. It's just going to happen to you on Tuesday. You know what I mean? So it is what it is with that. The only thing about the game being postponed that I don't like personally is that you got to play on Tuesday, then you turn around and do it again on Sunday against the New York Giants. I doubt they push anything else back unless it's a health reason. But, you talking about Tuesday to Sunday, what is that? Like another 5 days? You know what I mean? You play in 5 days. You got to start looking at the schedule now because you play Tuesday and you play Sunday. That's like 2 games in 5 days? You know what I mean? And then you play next Sunday after that. So what is that? That gives you 12 days. 3 games in 12, 13 days. That is kind of wild. That's kind of wild when you think about it. But at the end of the day, we can't really complain about that because I'm not going to complain about it. I'll tell you why. I don't. The quality of the opponent, and we just coming off a bye, we got some rest. We should be fresh to be able to tackle a schedule like that moving forward. But I know this is a collision sport. I know this is professional football, and the body does need to rest after running and pounding the rock and tackling and blocking guys. You do need more than 4 days of rest. You know what I mean? Before you got to get back after it again. This is how injuries happen. I will say that. This is how injuries happen, but we're going to knock on some wood and hopefully none of that happens to our guys. But at the end of the day, we still got to be mindful that playing this many games at this pace you know what I mean, is dangerous yet exciting at the same time. I'm never going to, I'm so torn between the situation of the game being postponed because I'm never going to like be mad that it's so much Eagles football on. Like, come on, I'm ready to see my team play, and we all should have that same mindset. The one thing I am personally disappointed about was I'm disappointed about not being able to be at the game tomorrow for sure. You know what I mean? I wanted to tap in with the Fourth and John crew. You know what I mean? Of course, I wanted to be at the link, but now telling me that it's moved till Tuesday at 7 o'clock. Like, I didn't plan for that. You know what I mean? And it's a lot of people that got to make adjustments. Possibly. Who knows? Who knows? But that's not really important. What's important is the health and safety of these players. And I think the NFL ultimately did the right thing by pushing the game back because at the end of the day, do we want an outbreak happening within the Eagles football team? Who knows? You know what I mean? Who knows what's going on over there, man? You know what I mean? We don't want another outbreak happening on us by us just even coming in contact with these guys. So you got to be smart about that, man. And I think the NFL was ultimately on top of it, and they were being smart about it and pushing this game back. But I will say this, and I've said this before: we gonna run into them, and when we run into them, it's nothing's going to change. Like I said, I think we better than these guys in every statistical category. You know what I mean? They got the better coach. You know what I mean? But hey, they got the better coach. Why do we got the same record? If these guys are so much better than us, how everybody tried to tell us in the beginning of the season, and they still saying it, we virtually got the same record. If these guys are better than us, why is it so close? Why is it so close? You know what I'm saying? Why is it so close? We're better than Washington. We're better than New York. I understand New York beat us, but that happens. We just better than a lot of these guys, man. On paper. And it's time it's time when you go during these stretch of games that you go out there and prove it. We've talked about guys needing to write their own story. This is just building the anticipation for us really getting our hands on these dudes and really washing them. If you're going to wash Washington, it is what it is. I have no doubts in my mind about this team being able to even come close, you know what I mean, to like beating us. I mean, not even come close. I'm not going to talk like they can't play. I'm not going to talk like they're the worst team in the league. I'm not going to do that. But I just personally think highly of the Eagles over Washington. I do. I do. I'm not scared of Taylor Heineke. I'm not scared of whoever the backup dude was who thought he threw it away but his knee never touched him. I'm not scared of them guys. I'm not scared of them. There's nothing scary about them. I wasn't scared of them when they had Chase Young. Damn sure not scared of them without Chase Young. I'm not scared of that offensive line who was getting beat up on by Dallas. I'm not scared of these dudes, bro. Us coming off a bye and coming into the link, we should be chomping at the bit to get our hands on these dudes, and that's exactly what's going to happen. So those are just a few of the pros and cons that I see with the game being postponed. Ultimately, I can't be mad about the commission in the NFL and which way they decided to tackle this one game because it only makes sense. We would all be sick if the virus spread amongst our players, man. So let me know what y'all think in the comments and get that.